ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports, presents NASCAR. Tonight, we welcome you live beneath the lights to Richmond International Raceway for the 14th running of the NASCAR Busch Series Grand National Division Hardee's 250. 43 cars and drivers are ready, including our pole sitter, who is also our points leader. For more, here's Bill Weber.
You're absolutely right, Jerry. Jeff Green is the point leader, and he will also lead this field to the green flag, his second straight pole and his third pole of the season. As for the races, well, he finished third at California, fifth at Talladega, second at Bristol, and he was also second at Rockingham. In each of those races, he lost to a visitor from the Winston Cup Series. His consistency has him leading the points, but he has yet to lead his team to victory lane in 2000. In 11 races at Richmond, his career best finish is second. That might be the best he can do in this race, because look who else is here cruising around Richmond on a Friday night. California winner Matt Kenseth, chasing his third victory of the season from the fourth starting spot. And this guy, Mark Martin, 4 wins in 5 races and shopping for a 5th victory tonight. The Roush Connection has won 7 of the 10 races. And for more on that, here's Ray Dunlap.
Well, Bill, Jeff Burton is certainly one guy that always has an opportunity to win here at Richmond. 4 of his last 5 races here have been top 6 finishes, including 1 win. But Burton starts 20th tonight, and he's got a lot of cars to pass, especially this guy, Randy LaJoie, in car number 1. He brought the exact same car with him this week that he used to win with at Nashville. LaJoie should be good tonight here at Richmond. He had very little practice in happy hour because the conditions were so different then. 130-degree track temperature on happy hour, 75-degree track temperature now, and that will change the handling on this race cars. And that could play into the hands of Ron Hornaday in the number 3 car. The number 3 car has won 3 of the last fall races here at Richmond. But that exact car is not here at the track tonight because it doesn't have a 2000 body on it yet. Hornaday says this car he has tonight should be good, and he's coming off a 3rd place run at Nashville. Look for Hornaday to charge to the front. But I think it's row number 5 that's really impressive. A couple of young rookies, including the number 2 car of Kevin Harvick. Harvick and the guy who starts on the outside of him, number 37, Kevin Grubb, are both in the top 10 in points. And each of these guys have missed 1 race this season. But both guys are very fast here at Richmond. Look for these 2 young guns to make a charge to the front tonight here on the 3/4 mile track at Richmond. Now let's go back up top to Dr. Jerry Punch.
Our NASCAR Busch Series coverage continues after 10 of 32 events. On the $14 million tour, Jeff Green holds a slim 39-point advantage. Take a look. LaJoie just 115 back, and 2 rookies, Hornaday and Harvick, in the top 10. Now let's go down to the words that we've all been waiting for as a crowd of some 70,000 are joining us, getting set for NASCAR Busch Series action.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're pleased to have with us this evening from Hardee's Richmond division, David Paetzel. And now, for the most dramatic words in the world of professional sports, here is David Paetzel.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Go ahead.
With that command, the field of 43 roars to life. They'll battle for 250 laps, $660,478 up for grabs. When we come back, we'll get Benny Parsons' insight as to what's going to happen at Richmond tonight.
You say Chad Chaffin, right?
Chaffin, yeah. Okay, all right. Can we put the track description up, Mikey, in our little ISO monitor? Exactly. I totally agree. I'm going to come back and say who we are since we haven't introduced ourselves yet. Me and Benny. I'm sorry, I keep grabbing the microphone. Sorry, Ronnie, it's me doing that. Play with my headset. We welcome you back to Richmond International Raceway in Henrico County, Virginia. There is Lyndon Amy's car number 35, the Howard Tell machine. Is Chevrolet getting checked out by the crew. Nice look at this beautiful facility. I'm Jerry Punch along with Benny Parsons. Glad to have you back with us. Richmond International Raceway, Benny, a D-shaped oval, 0.75, 3/4 of a mile around. Front straightaway, that's the curved part of the D, 1,290 feet. Backstretch, the straight part, 860 feet. Not a lot of banking here.
Just 14 degrees in the corner. Front stretch is 8. The back stretch just 2 degrees. But a very competitive racetrack.
Our Suzuki starting grid shows you that points leader Jeff Green gets his second pole in a row, 3rd of the year and 12th of his career. Look beside him, only his 3rd start ever, or this year in Busch competition. A former winner here and former Rookie of the Year, Steve Park. Back in row 2, we'll show you Tim Fedewa. What a comeback for Fedewa and the Stanley team. They missed the race in California, qualified 3rd at Richmond, and there's, of course, last week's winner, Matt Kenseth. Back in row 3, Todd Bodine, 2nd in the points, charging, looking for that first win. Hadn't won in 3 years. Hard to believe as good as that team has been. And Mark Martin, he's the guy we'll watch tonight. 4 wins and 5 starts this year. Elton Sawyer inside row 4, and Casey Atwood, Benny, one of 3 19-year-old drivers in tonight's starting field.
They're getting younger and younger in the NASCAR Busch Series. Kevin Harvick, a great qualifying run inside turn, inside row 5.
Today, LaJoy, awfully good run here in the past for LaJoy. Chad Chaffin, a good qualifying run for him. Last year's Rookie of the Year, Tony Raines. As you look at our starting lineup, you'll notice that there were 53 cars here. A very, very difficult field to make. The primary focus when you come to Richmond is just to qualify.
It's just to get in the race. And really, truly tonight, Jerry, these guys that we see all through starting lineup have got to prove to me this year they can beat Mark Martin. He has been unbeatable. He did lose in Las Vegas. A car spun in front of him with 2 or 3 laps to go. Jeff Burton able to get by. Other than that, that's been his only blemish. And we'll see tonight if these guys can, in fact, beat him.
I talked to Mark Martin earlier during our Winston Cup qualifying show during a commercial break. I said, are you going to be easy on him? And I said, why should I be? They're never going to see me again. So I'm going to punish them for all I'm worth tonight. If they can beat me, they better bring their best tonight to beat me. So that should be a heck of a show as Mark Martin hopes to be able to win all 9 of the events he has left. Speaking of 9, we'll be riding along with 9 different drivers and in-car cameras tonight. Lots of exciting shots from all over this starting field as we get set for the green flag here at Richmond International Raceway. The 14th running of the Hardee's 250. Pontiac safety car peels out of turn 4, and Jeff Green will bring him down to the green. Pretty clean start out of turn 2 down the back straightaway. Jeff Green, then Steve Park. Fedewa falls in line for 3rd spot. Then Ken.
Oh, got a spin. Looked like Kevin LePage got turned around going in turn 3 and backed that Redman car in the wall hard.
Heavy damage for Kevin LePage in his Redman Ford Taurus.
And he is, to say he's upset would be the understatement of maybe the year.
There's the 81 car. Hayes Alexander, his car also involved as he gets the car refired. There is LePage's car pulling behind LePage's car. There's Kevin LePage's car. See if we can show you what happened here on lap number 1.
Right at the top of the picture, you'll see Kevin LePage going around and some fire under the car back in the gas tank area, but that was just rubber, I think.
Okay, different angle in progress this time, looking across the racetrack.
There's Brandon Butler in the 52 car. Anthony Lazaro in the 97. What might have been there? We see the 18 of Jason Leffler getting in the side of Blaze Alexander and spinning him around.
Okay, Glenn Allen's onboard camera, the Bell South Mobility roof camera. Watch the top of your screen. You'll see him driving through that mess. And there's Blaze Alexander's car getting a little bit of tap from Jason Leffler. Well, caution early here on lap number 1 at Richmond International Raceway. Kevin LePage, heavy damage on the Redman Ford.
I don't know who got in the back of him. It's hard to tell.
Is it the 997 or the 52, you think?
I don't know. I'm sorry, I wasn't watching that. I was looking at something. Okay, now run it. Now roll it. I think we're gonna be able to tell.
Yeah. See any damage on the front of this? So wouldn't have taken much.
Right now, looks like it.
Much of a lick. Basically, if we talk to Kevin, he might mention who it was, if he knows. What do you think?
I guess yes, he would.
It's a car he got from Roush. That was the car Burton had here last year, ran so well.
Shoot the nose of that 52 off turn 4, Mike, real quick. Behind the McDonald's car.
Back at Richmond International Raceway, working caution for the first time tonight, coming out on lap number 1. Kevin LePage making only his 4th start this year in his own Matrix Motorsports Redman Ford. Had this kind of problem up in turn 3.
One in turn 3. I'm pretty sure there was contact because Kevin LePage's car just spun quickly around. So my guess is he backed off to go in the corner and someone ran in the back of him. But
well, let's find out, Ray Dunlap.
Well, it's a pretty simple explanation, right? Oh, yeah, I mean, when the rear wheels are not on the ground going in the corner, there's somebody up your butt. And rookie mistake, rookie driver behind me, I guess, what I can think of. And I just hate it for the Redman team. I mean, we don't run a lot of these races. We had a decent car. We worked on it all day, and our day's over with first lap. I mean, if it would have happened 50 laps in the race, I'd still be upset. But on the first lap, I'm pretty upset tonight. Absolutely. Kevin LePage dejected out of this race.
And this car here that's being towed back, or what's left of this car, was a car he actually bought from Jack Roush. It was a car Jeff Burton ran with so well here in the past at Richmond, the car that Burton ran so well with at Homestead last fall. And it's the first time LePage had taken this car and painted it red. Man was about to race it this year, and he makes a half a lap on it. I mean, that's got to make you sick.
half lap, and someone gets in the back of him, and around he goes, and his night and his week and probably his month is ruined.
Well, tough one for Kevin LePage. First lap action here. Mark Martin's onboard camera on the Winn-Dixie Ford. We mentioned that Mark Martin, this is his farewell tour. He will run a total of 14 events. This is his 6th start. So including tonight, there are 9 events left. And then Mark Martin will hang up that Busch Series Winn-Dixie helmet forever and call it a career in Busch action. Now, don't you Mark Martin fans get upset about it. He's not going anywhere in Winston Cup for quite a while. But as far as the Busch Series action, it's over. Take a look at this crowd, Benny.
Great crowd. The backstretch, we see they did not open that grandstand because they haven't filled every seat in the other 7/8 of the racetrack or other 3/4 of the racetrack. But you're right, Joe. There's got to be somewhere around 60, 70,000 people here. Look at them.
Well, what an awesome night for racing here. The electricity of being at a fairgrounds, the aroma of hot dogs, popcorn, candy. Where are you going? Sit down. We've got a race to do. Don't you go anywhere. I'm just talking about the food they've got downstairs. These folks are filing in here to enjoy NASCAR action and an exciting short track action.
And now as the signal's been given to these cars, 1 lap to go before the green, they will restart in single file, not the two abreast start that we saw. So now cars, the last place car, Jason Leffler, will really truly be at least a half lap behind when the green flag is waved.
And that's because there has not been any lapping yet done on the racetrack. That's a NASCAR rule. If you haven't begun the lapping, it's a single file restart. As the safety car pulls away, and Jeff Green will try to lead him down again when the Nesquik Chevrolet heads down, and Matt Abernathy will wave the green flag.
Kevin Harvick, the 2-car, dove on the outside of Elton Sawyer, trying to take that spot away. But Elton Sawyer gets on the inside of Kevin Gruff, trying to take that spot away.
Elton Sawyer, native Virginian, Lysol Ford, had a great run last week in California. Harvick, the rookie driver, has run here twice in NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series action. Kevin Gruff driving for Timberwolf. They're headquartered here in Richmond. Would love to get their first win and his first win right here at the home racetrack. There's LaJoy, the Bob Evans restaurant roof camera. Our Circuit City telemetry showing you using that left foot on the brake a little bit here at Richmond. You will use the brake.
Oh, he hits the wall coming off turn 2. Oh, man. He came off the corner. And he's already down to 87. Look at these cars going by on the inside of Randy LaJoy. What a tough break for Randy.
Pass for third position, and Matt Kenseth.
He's trying to take over that third spot. And Steve Park trying to take the lead. He's on the inside of Jeff Green down in turn 1. About right out there.
This place will do it to you. Park takes the lead on lap number 12. The Wheelan Chevrolet gives a wave to Jeff Green, saying thanks for the room. You didn't crowd me. You gave me good room to make a pass. But here's what happened a moment ago to the 2-time Busch Series champion. Watch LaJoy coming off turn 2.
He gets a little bit high and goes up in there. We see him just, bam, he hit that wall awfully hard.
All right, from Tony Raines' roof camera, the yellow freight roof cam. Watch his view.
You can see just the impact when Raines goes by LaJoy on the inside.
He rubs Bob and part of Evans off the right side of that car. Steve Park, our leader, with 14 laps complete. Good action all around this racetrack. There's a battle. Lyndon Amick and Tony Raines. A couple of young drivers. Amick taking the spot away.
You saw Lyndon Amick pull over as the cars left pit road. I think he was just centering the steering wheel or maybe working on the radio. There was really nothing mechanically wrong with the car. They prepared it. He was able to get back to his 15th starting position before the cars had made one lap.
Now Mark Martin getting a little racy, trying the high side of Matt Kenseth for 4th position. He makes it stick coming off turn 2. Be a dogfight in turn 3. Martin holds the outside spot, and he should have him coming off 4th.
Kenseth wisely backs off, lets Mark have that position. Now Mark is going to really try that outside and get by all these cars. He feels like the pace is a little bit slower than he wants it to be, so he's going to try to work his way to the front and make these guys run harder. If they're going to keep up, they're going to have to run harder.
Well, Martin making it look easy, and that is not an easy thing to do when he's passing on the outside on a track like Richmond.
We're going to see the drills probably and see Randy LaJoy. I'm sorry, that's the 57 car of Jason Keller. I saw that red and white car and thought LaJoy was losing more spots. Well, he is losing more spots. He has fallen back to the 19th position.
Take a look a moment ago. Here's Bobby Hillin in the 8 car. That is Jeff Burton, the 9. There's contact with Jason Keller.
Remember, was it 3 or 4 years ago when Jeff Burton and Jason Keller coming off turn 4 for the checkered flag did something like that?
Had a little bit of bumper tag action. A little confrontation afterwards. A little heated discussion on the way to victory lane. Well, Steve Park driving to car number 31, making this his third Busch Series start of the year. A former winner and former Rookie of the Year in NASCAR's Busch Series showing the way.
Come back to Busch, man.
No, he's not. He told me, he said, I got an intermediate track car here. I got my hands on Arlington Homestead car. These guys all have shortcut cars. So I don't have nearly as good cars. I said, yeah, they don't have nearly as good drivers you got.
Right.
I said, thank you. He didn't wait. Welcome back to Richmond International Raceway. I'm Jerry Punch along with Benny Parsons, Bill Weber, and Ray Dunlap. Exciting live action, and guess who's leading? The checkered flags on the hood of that car will give it away. Here's the pass a moment ago for second spot.
He came on down the back stretch, gets on the inside of Jeff Green, and there's nothing Jeff Green can do except just give the position away. And we have seen Mark pass the other two cars on the outside. He passes Jeff Green on the inside, and here's the leader, Steve Park. Gets on the inside of him down in turn one, takes the lead.
And Mark Martin now leading. There's the lead, about 3 car lengths over Steve Park, with Jeff Green in third spot, Kenseth, then Fido in fifth spot. Battle here for 7th position. Kevin Harvick having a pretty good run in the Richard Childress on AC Delco car.
And Todd Bodine, the Phillips 66 car, was up battling with his teammate Tim Fido for 5th spot just a couple of laps ago. So all of a sudden, Todd Bodine seems to be losing the handle a little bit.
There's a look at Harvick, young driver, former NASCAR Winston West champion, ran a year in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, now a rookie in Busch Series action, currently 10th in the point standing. That great run at Daytona to begin the year. Pulls up on the 27 car of Casey Atwood. That is for position. That'd be for the 6th spot.
Boy, Harvick staying right to the bottom of the racetrack. Now we see Casey Atwood trying to get on the inside of Fido in the 36 car. Can't quite make the pass.
Say you're looking at the future of the NASCAR Busch Series here with Casey Atwood and Kevin Harvick, but I'm not sure Casey's making other plans.
Hey, I don't think he's going to last that long. Oh, Dillon. Anthony Lazaro on the McDonald's car was trying to go by Dillon on the outside, and Dillon moved up the racetrack and caused Lazaro to back off the gas, and he backed off. Buckshot jumped in there, took the spot away, and now Adam Petty trying to do the same thing.
Side-by-side action here. That again is Adam Petty, the Sprint Chevrolet. Anthony Lazaro. Car number 97, the Cal Wells McDonald's Ford. Behind them, Jay Sauter. Sauter had a great run last week in California. Coming from back of the field, 42nd to 10th. Watch this side-by-side action with Petty and Lazaro. There's another side-by-side battle. David Green, a couple of veterans and brothers, David and Mark Green. David on the inside, Mark in the Superflow Chevy on the outside.
There's a battle back to the 23rd position. David takes it. Mark is now back to 24th. Now, we see Adam Petty has been able to get by Lazaro, and Jay Sauter gets by. So Anthony says, I think I'll get back down the bottom of the racetrack. But the outside groove will work for these guys. We've seen Mark Martin last start on the outside.
Rockwell Automation bumper cam for the car number 21 of Mike Dillon. Richard Childress on the machine.
There's Wayne Grubb, Kevin's brother, the 83 car.
Former pole sitter here.
Dillon goes by him.
Jason Keller trying to make a move with the Excedrin Chevy on the inside of the 33 car of Tony Raines. You see the 57 car, the side of that car where it's been pancaked is where he and the car number 9 of Jeff Burton came together.
These guys are running 14th, 15th, and 16th. The three cars you see in the picture. Raines, Keller, and Chaffin.
The battle of the headache remedies there. Got Bayer on one car and Excedrin on the other. Battling on the racetrack. Behind him comes the 77 of Chad Chapin. There is the 77 of Chapin. 14th position, Raines and Keller. Four-time winner in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. Of course, a former ASA champion, 1996 ASA champion, and the reigning Rookie of the Year in Busch Series competition. Driving for Bill Baumgartner in the 33 car. Now here is Keller. Last year he had a great car here at both Richmond events. In fact, he and his teammate Jeff Green led the most laps combined, led 139 laps combined, with Keller leading 61 of those. Right now struggling to make the pass for 14th position.
These cars are about a half lap down to the leader, Mark Martin. And as they battle each other, racing in traffic, and Mark has basically clean racetrack in front of him, that lead of Mark will increase on these cars.
That's Mike McLaughlin coming up behind him there. That's in the white car, the Gould's Pump Chevrolet, at 48 machine. Mike's had some pretty tough luck here. Last year in the early part of the race, he was tagged from behind by another car, hit the wall, sustained a concussion, was taken to a local hospital. And then even a couple of years before that, he had a big fire in his transmission come up through the boot in his shifter there. He's had some pretty rough luck here.
I remember that. I think most everyone remembers that fire inside the car. We had a camera inside his Gould's Pump Chevrolet.
There's Mike McLaughlin. Battle for position, second spot. Jeff Green takes the Nesquik Chevy and slides right beneath Steve Park. For you Steve Park fans, he's driving for Ted Marsh, or actually Linda Marsh owns that car.
And these guys still battle for that 15th position, or 14th position actually, between Jason Keller, 51, Tony Raines, 33. And Randall LaJoy, as beat up as his car is, as hard as he hit that wall, he's keeping up with these guys. We see him right back behind Mike McLaughlin, the Bob Evans car.
Great short track action. No one willing to give an inch. Still side by side. There's Chapin. There is McLaughlin trying to make a move. He will make the move inside as these guys are still side by side. There's Chevy Monte Carlos.
Roush and cars are glued together. And he really, that time.
Roush engine in the 57 car for Keller. Robert Hilly motor in the 33. More contact down in turns 1 and 2. Now Raines will have the advantage. Keller pulls back in line behind him. McLaughlin has made a pass. And there is Mark Martin. And there's the difference between himself and second place car, Jeff Green. We told you when the sun goes down, the stars definitely shine in Richmond. And it's shining tonight for the NASCAR Busch Series Grand National Division. Mark Martin, our leader, 45 of 250 laps are complete. We'll be right back. Who's that pop in the 66? That's Hornaday.
Did Purvis hit the wall over there? Thought so.
Well, guess where Mark is, huh? Surprise, surprise, surprise. Still back in the early laps at the Hardee's 250 at Richmond International Raceway. I'm Jerry Bunch along with Benny Parsons. Right on lap and Bill Weber. 90 live NASCAR Busch Series action. Heavy traffic for our leader, Mark Martin.
And all of a sudden, it seems like the handle is going away on Mark Martin's car as he tried to go by Jimmy Johnson, the Alltel car, going off turn 2 last time. Wiggle badly. And that's Jeff Green right behind him. He had about a 1.25 seconds lead on Jeff Green. It's now 4/10. And we see that Mark Martin has run down Jimmy Johnson but cannot get by. So all of a sudden, he seems to be struggling.
Benny, the rule here tonight is you get 2 sets of tires per position under caution. So a lot of teams were saying you had to make it at least to 80 laps before you made that first change. We were at 53 laps now. You got to wonder if Mark's tires are going away a little bit.
Could possibly be. There's Jeff Green closing in right on the back bumper of Mark Martin. Now Mark is going to try to go on the outside of Jimmy Johnson.
Just joined us, Jeff Green was our pole sitter, picking up his second pole in a row, 3rd of the year. Mark Martin started back in the 6th position.
There's Ricky Hendrick in the 24, and the 4-car Jeff Purvis.
A moment ago, Jeff Purvis, Benny, had a problem talking about the Porter Cable Pontiac Joe Gibbs car. Let's show you from his onboard camera what happened.
Coming off turn 2. Goes to the corner. Just brushed the wall. And we see Ricky Hendrick trying to get by on the inside. There's Brandon Butler in the 52. Now, meanwhile, all this is going on right in front of the leader.
And there comes Mark Martin up on Ricky Hendrick on the GMAC car. Right along with the Porter Cable roof cam for Jeff Purvis. There's Jimmy Johnson, Brandon Butler. There's the battle top of your screen. Coming at you in turn 3.
Glenn Allen. Oh, and there's a Jeff Green goes by, takes the lead. These steep parked cars go by. All of a sudden, Mark Martin is back to 3rd spot.
It's like he pulled up the racetrack. This car is just not handling it. I'm not going to punish it. Jason Leffler in the pits. Jason Leffler fans for an unscheduled stop. They under the hood on his car, number 18.
That's about his second or third stop, Jerry. He's been in a couple of times. Bill, what's going on with Mark Martin?
Well, he's run a lot of laps here. 58 laps in, Benny. His car's just a little bit loose, not going to take any chances. He called in about 3 or 4 laps ago. They're going to make an air pressure adjustment to the left front and the right rear is what they were talking about. We'll wait and see what they finalize before their pit stop. But the 60 car just a little loose right now.
All right, how about a battle for 6th position? That is in the car number 9, Northern Light Ford for Jeff Burton. Behind him, Tim Fedewa in the Stanley Chevrolet. There's Kevin Grubb, Timberwolf car. Casey Atwood behind him. Now a battle again, challenge for the lead. As Steve Park tries to get a little racing inside of Jeff Green, but traffic right in front of him.
Right in, he's got 2 lap cars direct in front of him. The 97 McDonald's car, Anthony Lazzaro in front of Steve Park, and Jeff Purvis, the Porter Cable car, in front of Jeff Green. Who's going to win this battle?
Well, Green's pulling for Purvis, and Park is pulling for Lazzaro.
And it looks like still undecided. Meanwhile, Matt Kenseth has caught up. He's right behind Mark Martin, the Visine car.
And now looks like Purvis will have the advantage, so Green will pull up behind him, and that means Park will pull up in behind. Well, he might pull up behind Green. No, he's going to hang there for a while. Can't sit too long, but there comes Mark Martin.
Oh, and Mark is really, really loose. The back end really kicks out off turn 2. Okay, he's trying to run the bottom of the racetrack. Let's go back to the top of the racetrack, he said. No, he's going back to the bottom. Check out our Circuit City telemetry with Mark. He's off the brake. Comes off turn 2. Turns up to 124, 25 miles per hour. Hard on the brakes. Off the brakes.
You hear how smooth he is with that throttle as the car comes back up to speed? Very easy coming up off the corner of that throttle. He jumps the brakes, backs off the brakes. Listen to that throttle.
Oh, see him get loose again. There we see Jason Leffler again. Looks like he's won the draw jury this time. And I tell you what, they better be careful because here comes Jeff Burton in Northern Light car. He started in 20th position and has already worked his way up to 6th.
Well, look, there's the progress for the Northern Light Ford for Jeff Burton. The Tommy Morgan prepared car, owned by Jack Roush. Jeff Burton won the Busch race here last fall. In the pack for 18th and 19th position. There's the AT&T car of Dave Blaney. Behind him is 22-year-old Bobby Hamilton Jr. Warning about Mike Borkowski. He'll be back in the car in New Hampshire. Blaney will actually drive 3 of the next 4 events. He'll drive here at Richmond. He'll drive at Charlotte and Dover, but Borkowski will be in the car at New Hampshire and then back in full-time at South Boston early in June. Dave Blaney makes his second start in Busch competition. Side-by-side action there between the Baywatch Restaurants car for Hamilton Jr. and car number 43, Jay Sauter.
I love this racetrack where there's 2 distinct grooves. You can run the inside, the outside.
Pretty good run for the Quality Farm and Country crew. Talking about Sauter's car number 43 now. After that great run at California last week, we mentioned coming from 42nd starting spot. There's a look at that beautiful paint job on the 26 car of Bobby Hamilton Jr. Behind him is David Green.
Oh, and Purvis is in the wall hard going in turn 3. I'm sorry, that's turn 2. He's nestled up against the wall.
Caution out on lap number 68 for the second time today. Hard impact. Jeff Purvis, Porter Cable Pontiac comes to rest against the concrete.
And Mark Martin, I think, needed this caution badly. He will certainly, when he gets the chance, he's going to dive into pit road, get some tires, and make some adjustments on this Winn-Dixie Ford.
There's Jeff Purvis sitting in the car. He'll keep the nets up. Very upset, very frustrated. you might expect. Not been a very good night the first 69 laps here at Richmond for Jeff Purvis. Former winner. In fact, he was the last driver to win here from the pole. And here come the first pit stops of the night under caution. Lap number 70. Steve Park will lead him down. Jeff Green, there is, as Benny talked about a moment ago, Mark Martin is there. Kenseth is there. Let's go down to Ray Dunlap.
Well, Steve Park is in. He said this car is the best Busch car that he thinks he's ever had, and that's saying a lot because remember, he won here in the 3-car a couple of years ago. Very good car for Steve Park, and we expect Todd Bodine in to make a big chassis change now to Bill Weber.
It's 4 tires, no changes for Jeff Green. His car is good. He's got Tim Vito behind him and then Mark Martin. So to the left side on the 10 car, Park is away, tightening the lugs. Watch for a lot of congestion here at the end of pit road. Green beat them all up, then it's Mark. Good stop for Burton. Back to Ray.
4-tire stop for Todd Bodine. He has a little bit of trouble getting out of his pits. They made an air pressure adjustment to the right rear because the car was very tight getting in. That's why he lost a lot of position. He was back to 11th place.
Great pit stop. You saw a moment ago, Steve Park was being pitted by Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s pit crew, the Budweiser crew that pitted the car that won here last year in Busch competition. Let's show you while we're under caution. There is Jeff Purvis's Porter Cable Pontiac. He's still sitting in the car. Here's what happened here on lap number 69.
It sounds like the right front tire goes flat. Let's watch it. No, it's not the right front. It might be the right rear. It just acted like a tire went flat. And in the wall he goes. This is on board Jeff Burton's Northern Light car. Remember, he brushed the wall coming off turn 2 earlier. There's just possibly something could have, a tire rub, the fender, the sheet metal rubbed the tire and caused it to go flat down in turn 1.
Well, he's going to sit in the car. He's the 13th in points, wants to get that car repaired and get back out as he waits under caution here at Richmond International Raceway. Back with more in a moment.
What a great pit stop by Burton's guys. Went in, what, 6th, didn't he? Came out 3rd.
Okay, thanks. 1st and 4th, 2nd and 1st, 5th and 5th.
6th to 3rd.
6th to 3rd. That's the key when you were talking about Benny.
Atwood, 4th, back.
NASCAR online. Okay. And we'll welcome you back to NASCAR's Busch Series exciting action. The Hardee's 250 from Richmond International Raceway in Henrico County, Virginia. Working caution for the 2nd time tonight. An incident up in turn 2 involving Jeff Purvis's Pontiac. Now, most of the leaders have been on pit road, and we'll show you what happened with their pit stops.
Steve Park goes in 1st, comes out 4th. Jeff Green picks up the lead. Mark Martin moves into 2nd. Kenseth back to 6th. Harvick back to 5th. But check the next group of cars that made pit stops. Jeff Burton was so fast, goes from 6th up to 3rd, and Casey Atwood from 8th all the way back to 13th.
Atwood lost 5 positions. You want to find out where your favorite driver is running, what's happening as it's happening in the NASCAR garage area? We'll log on to the Information Superhighway, NASCAR online, www.nascar.com. Real-time information about your favorite drivers, not only in NASCAR Busch Series, but who's going to start where for tomorrow night's Pontiac Excitement 400. That should be a barn burner. Speaking about that 27 pit stop for Atwood, let's check in on his pits with Bill Weber.
Jerry, you mentioned that he lost 5 spots. Well, what happened? The car jumped out of gear as he was leaving the pit, so he had to Obviously slow, get the car back in gear, but in that brief amount of time, he lost 5 spots. Ray?
Well, Bill Lyndon Amick had no ability to talk to his crew because his radio had gone dead. We saw him pull out a line right there before the race even started. So he had no radio that whole first sequence, but the crew was able to make a change. So he's now able to communicate back and forth and tell him how good that car is. I believe he's currently being shown 11th on the racetrack.
So pit stops are completed for the first time tonight. Here on lap number 7 is when they actually all pitted.
See Jason Keller there in the 57 Excedrin car. We saw him back battling for what, 18th, 19th? These guys must have had a terrific pit stop because he's up to the 12th position.
There's Keller, the Excedrin Chevrolet, looking for his first win of the year. Had a great season a year ago. We'll reset our field with our Napa field summary, showing you where your favorite drivers are running. Jeff Green, Mark Martin, Burton, Park, and Kevin Harvick in the top 5. See Keller back in 12th spot now. There's Atwood, who lost those 5 spots in the pits. You heard a moment ago from Bill Weber. Why? Elton Sawyer in the 14th position.
Blaney, Adam Petty leads this group. Adam Petty's worked his way up to the 17th. Jay Sauter, Chad Chapman back in 19. And Randy LaJoy, he's been working on his car constantly during this caution flag, is in 30th position.
31 cars remaining on the lead lap with Buckshot Jones, the final car, the Cheez-It Chevrolet, I should say now. The second week in a row they've run a Chevrolet. In fact, the same car they had at California and what he is driving here in 31st spot. Lazaro leads a list of cars 1 lap down. Beautiful sight, Richmond International Raceway. The lights ablaze here in Henrico County, Virginia. All those seats will be just jam-packed tomorrow night for NASCAR's Winston Cup Pontiac Excitement 400. And how about Rusty Wallace will lead him down to the green flag. What a great qualifying effort, but congratulations, Rusty and all that Penske crew. Robin Pemberton and company on a job well done. We continue to work caution here at Richmond International Raceway. And while we're under caution, we'll take a break and come back with more exciting green flag action. Jeff Green is our leader.
Bill, did you see the right rear tire on Mark's car? I think it was worn out.
If you got a t-shirt, so the right side. They say in France, a bouguère.
Yeah.
I heard you when you told me about the 20 deal, but I couldn't answer you if the mic was. You were talking about earlier. You might have misspoken on Borkowski, but I couldn't answer you. Slob, you got a rundown for tomorrow night, handy? International Raceway, green flag flies, and so does Mark Martin.
Goes by Jeff Green, takes the lead. Anthony Lazaro in the 97 car lap down. He got in front of the leader on the restart, but NASCAR said he could. He cheated a little bit, so they have black flagged him down pit road for stop and go.
Slap of the wrist, stop and go penalty, and Lazaro slows down. And Mark Martin leads Jeff Green and company down. 169 laps to go out of 250 at Richmond. Glad to have you with us. And a moment ago, we had a caution flag due to an incident involving Jeff Purvis. Our Ray Dunlap has caught up with him. Ray?
Well, Jeff, it looks like you're going to be able to get the car back in there, but a little tough to hold on to early on tonight here, huh?
I'm not running good all weekend, Ray. I don't know what the deal is. The last couple of weeks we hadn't done very good, so, you know, I hated Porter Cable and this whole Joe Gibbs racing team. We're a lot better race team than what we're running like right now, and I don't know what the problem is.
I'll tell you what, guys, this has been a roller coaster season for these guys. One really good week, followed by bitter disappointment.
Purvis, a former winner here, won the pole back in 1996, the last one to do it actually from the pole. There's Hornaday in the 3 car, the 66 of Todd Bodine. You heard about their troubles getting on and off pit road a moment ago. Bodine second in points. A little bit of bumping between these two guys earlier tonight. There's Steve Hart trying to make a move inside, and will make a move inside of Jeff Burton's car number 9. Golden Light Ford.
The 66 and 3 racing side by side, a battle for the 8th position. Phil Parsons, the Kingsford car, in front, and now back to that battle we saw just a moment ago for 3rd spot.
Steve Park, who will start on the outside front row in Saturday night's Winston Cup event in the Pennzoil Chevy, giving the Wheeling Chevy quite a wheeling here tonight in NASCAR Busch Series action. You heard the comment a little bit ago. He thought this is one of the best race cars he's had in a long time, or maybe ever had in Busch Series competition. And that says a lot considering he drove for Dale Earnhardt Incorporated and won Rookie of the Year back in 1997. Makes the pass now on Jeff Burton. Here comes the 2 car of Kevin Harvick, and he is coming in a hurry.
He really is. He just dove on the inside of Jeff Burton. Looked like he was waiting for those guys to settle that position so he could pass both of them. By the way, Michael Rich is sitting in the University of Florida car behind Phil Wall.
A little bit of contact a moment ago to Mark Martin, the leader, and trying to get by the lap car of Anthony Lazzaro. You watch this battle side by side. There is Harvick now making the pass on Burton.
As good as Jeff Burton looked before this caution flag, it looks like it might take a few laps for his car to come in. Now he's going to try to go back on the inside of Kevin Harvick.
Riding along with Jeff Burton's roof camera, we mentioned they had that great pit stop. Tommy Morgan and company picked up 3 spots. But as you said, Benny, maybe the car just takes a little while. Let's ride along with our Circuit City telemetry and see what we're talking about speed.
We saw Mark Martin down the front stretch, 134 miles per hour, but that was after his tires had some laps on. Let's see what we see now. Up to 143 with fresher tires on the car. So you can see just at each lap, these tires slow down a little bit more, just a little bit more.
35 and 36, Amick and Fido. A lot of rubbing going on here for these 2 bullfighters, 2 young Busch Series drivers. Amick in the 35 car, Tim Fido in the 36, battling for 10th position.
Ricky Hendrick, that is Rick Hendrick's son, in the 24 car, the GMAC car. Earlier on, his car not quite right. He did lose a lap, but seems to be running along with these guys pretty competitively.
I tell you, he was very impressive at Nashville. Came from 34th to finish 5th. What an impressive young man he is, and a race car driver. And Rick Hendrick couldn't have been happier the next day because he was there to watch his son pull off that first top 5 finish in Busch Series action. Car number 27 of Casey Edward. He is there, the Castrol Chevy. Clarence and Tammy Brewer on car.
We saw the 35 car, Lyndon Amick, go high, trying to get his angle down in turn 1 a little bit better, but Peter was there, Lyndon, and some contact between those 2 cars. See, when you go in these corners at Richmond, you really need to swing out wide, get it in the corner, and with the car on the outside, you just can't do that. And Fido knows that, and he's trying to keep that 35 car down as low. Now, battle for the 3rd spot.
That would be Kevin Harvick in the AC Delco Chevy. And whatever adjustment they made to this car, it was pretty good before, but now it is outstanding. Harvick makes the pass look easy. And some contact from the Team Marines car. Rick Rathman's Team Marines car, Hank Parker Jr. had some contact with the wall a moment ago.
And I think that a tire may be flat. No, I guess the tire is just rubbing the sheet metal is what we're seeing for Smoke. Yeah, with right front tires rubbing that fender. So he needs to go into the pit area and get that fender off the tire.
And here's the guy they're chasing, to no one's surprise. What they call the Winn-Dixie Whipping Stick here in Busch Series competition. That's the car that Mark Martin drives and has driven to 4 victories in 5 starts. Start number 6 tonight, and he's leading. Back in just a moment. Hank said if he had to pick a least favorite track, it'd be Richmond. If he had to pick a second least favorite track, it'd be Richmond again. He doesn't like this place.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Don't do that to me, man.
Gee. Purvis. Parker Jr.
Yes, we do. Thank you, Chevy. Yes. No, that's brakes, yeah, brake material.
Yeah.
Rubber
Yeah.
or something.
Yep, I'd say there's trouble again. Lap 100. Back at Richmond International Raceway, caution for the 3rd time tonight. That's the reason Hank Parker Jr.'s Rick Rathbun Team Marines Racing Chevrolet came in a moment ago after having contact with the wall. They changed right side tires, went back on the racetrack, and apparently something has broken in the right front where he had some contact with the wall. A shower of sparks and fire from beneath the car and debris on the racetrack. And so NASCAR puts the caution out for the 3rd time tonight. We'll show you how it started here a moment ago. Here's the first impact.
Very innocent going in the corner. Looks like he gets a little bit too high. There he brushes the wall, and then later we saw the fender was rubbing the right front tire. So he comes in the pit area, makes a pit stop. Crew goes around. They're taking that right front off. As they do that, watch the flames come off the brakes. Just that's how much brakes you're using. You see the guy pulling that fender out, making sure it doesn't rub the tire. And then he comes off the corner, and bam, he hits at that time, and something really broke. And I see a brake rotor back on the racetrack. So it's a good thing NASCAR did throw the caution flag. That's a huge piece of debris back there.
Now from the Bob Evans roof cam, watch that here. Watch the piece of debris all over the racetrack there. Big chunk of rotor as Randy LaJoie goes by Hank Parker Jr.'s shower of sparks, and we are under caution for the 3rd time tonight here at Richmond International Raceway. Parker 11th in points, stays in the car. They hope to get it fixed and get him back out. Back in a moment. All right.
You read that story about that old guy, Howard? Was it Howard Rose? Got a Derby horse, 88 years old.
I saw that. How about that, huh? It's called Howell's Hope or something
Howell's
like.
Hope, yeah.
I saw that. Pretty good story, huh?
Yep.
Kind of guy you want to pull for, wouldn't you?
Horse has won 600,000 this year. Howell's Hope.
Really?
He's been in a good one.
Okay, all right. Back at Richmond International Raceway, working caution for the third time tonight. Well, from horsepower to hoof power, we invite you to join ABC Sports tomorrow at 4:30 Eastern Time for the 126th run for the Roses of the Kentucky Derby at Churchill Downs in Louisville. Of course, don't forget at 6 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN2, it's the Kentucky Derby highlight show. But the run for the Roses, that is 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time on ABC Sports tomorrow.
Saw a great story yesterday in the USA Today about, I think it was Howard Rose, 88 years old,
right.
Owner and trainer, has Howell's Hope in the Derby. So I got to kind of pull for Howell's Hope.
Howell's Hope. You can imagine what that day, what that win would mean for that person there.
Man.
88 years of age, having a horse running the Kentucky Derby. Wow. Oh, here.
Sorry, Jerry. See the lights are up top of the pace car. We're just about to go back to green flag racing. Cars on your right, the cars on the inside line, cars that are a lap or laps down, and cars on the outside, cars in the lead lap. Mark leading that group in the Winn-Dixie Ford.
29 cars still on the lead lap.
Green.
Would have said it better myself. That's the green flag coming out. The spotter. Whoa! A lot of smoke from one car.
Long bumper going into one. Cars up high. Cars up high. The caution is out. Caution is out. Stay on the bottom.
And I'll tell you, there won't be a mosquito living around here for the next
Wow.
2 or 3 months with all that smoke.
That's the bumper cam. And I'd say that's a pretty serious problem in the back of Jeff Burton's car. The car is getting laps back. The 5 car getting a lap back. There's the Jeff Burton Northern Light Ford Taurus. Heavy smoke out of the back of that car. I mean, right at the restart of this race, coming by the start-finish line, smoke pouring. You see the fluid pouring out of the bottom of that car, the back of that car. That's what you call blowing one up big time.
But it's still turning RPMs. Oh, the rear wheel is turning. The engine is not turning off. That's my mistake.
Yeah, the RPM gauge down the zip. He makes that hard left-hand turn, and we'll head back to Tommy Morgan and the crew. Tough break for Jeff Burton. You see the onboard telemetry showing that he's just coasting back to the garage area. Caution number 4 coming out on lap 108 on the restart at lap 108. We'll show you how it happened. Right side of your screen now across the start-finish line. Plume of smoke from the back of the car number 9, Jeff Burton, and now a big cloud envelops the front straightaway, and we've got caution for the 4th time at Richmond.
I don't think I've ever seen quite so much smoke.
Pretty serious there, huh?
Nubsy. Nice shot, Nubsy.
Is that Nubbers? Busch Series action of exciting coverage of exciting short track action from Richmond International Raceway is being brought to you by Smooth Busch Beer and easy drinking Busch Light. Busch, the official sponsor of the NASCAR Busch Series. Now, we worked caution for the 4th time tonight. Just a moment ago on the restart on lap 108. Let's listen in as Jeff Burton comes up to speed.
That's the way it went.
It goes boom, and what it looked like behind him with the camera and the smoke, people trying to drive behind him. Well, there it was. There's the view they had. Complete whiteout. Let's check in the garage area with Jeff Burton. Ray?
Well, I'll tell you, Jeff, I'm not sure I can ever remember you guys having mechanical failure on this team.
I was thinking about it when we broke, and I think that's the first time since I've driven a Busch car for Roush that we've had an engine problem. I'm not about to complain. We were running well, and I got a little bit too tight on that run there, but real happy with the pit stop and real happy with the car. This is a brand new car. We just brought it out today, and real happy with what we had. We were in position to have a chance to win. If we would have made the right call on the last set of tires, we could have had a chance.
Started 20th and got a chance to move up through the pack. That's got to be a lot of fun.
Well, it is a lot of fun, and these guys give me a good race car. We struggled all day trying to get it to qualify, but as soon as we got in race film, it was really good, and just one of those days.
And about 300,000 mosquitoes dead right now.
That is Bob Rinaldi to the right of your screen with the red headset on. Jack Roush there walking by. Rinaldi actually is the engine builder for this Busch Series who works for Jack Roush, and they both want to know what happened because he's right. They almost never have engine problems. So they're both right there on top of that car trying to figure out what went wrong. There's Rinaldi talking to Jeff Burton, and Jack Roush is there trying to figure out exactly what happened to that Busch Series engine in the Northern Light Ford Taurus. Caution for the 4th time here at Richmond. Back in just a moment.
Who was that guy? Whose daddy is that was beside of Rinaldi and Jack?
The tall guy?
Yeah. Crew chief. Oh, Pat Tryson's dad.
Pat Tryson's dad, yeah.
Yeah.
There is speedy dry all over this racetrack and all the way down pit road. There's oil dry everywhere.
I think Jack was saying that it pulled the piston
out of the
pin,
connection rod.
Yeah, the piston. Pull the rod out of the piston. I think is what he was saying.
Just punched a big hole in the pan and dumped it.
And block and everything else.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, good.
That's live. The IROC is live, huh?
Right. Okay. Wow.
So do we fill between, or do we go away for 30 minutes? Fill. I love it. Don't
we
you
do?
know?
No, I would imagine not, right?
Mike said we fill.
It's a 1 hour IROC, and then it's
Attaboy, Neil. Good.
Oh, easy. Ronnie hits that one drum beat, huh? That rim shot. And we welcome you back to Richmond International Raceway here at the Hardee's 250. We have not even gotten to halfway point yet and are working 4 caution flags so far. Talking about exciting racing coming your way in the future. Well, how about some IROC action? The International Race of Champions, IROC 24, round 3 from Michigan Speedway. That's noon Eastern time on ESPN. That is live. And of course, following that, the ARCA Series Flagstar 200 at 1:30 Eastern time. That is Saturday, June 10th. Live IROC action followed by live ARCA action up at the ultra-competitive Michigan Speedway in the Irish Hills of Michigan. I'll be there. Benny will be there. Bill Weber, Ray Dunlap, of course, and Ray Evernham. And remember, now we're under caution here for the 4th time today. A moment ago, when Jeff Burton didn't break a motor. He exploded an engine. They are cleaning up the racetrack. Back with more in a moment.
What a doll baby, huh?
Yeah.
By the way, Mike.
Child was cute too.
On the front straightaway here, that's not Victory Lane. Okay, just want you to know. Just want you to know. There it is.
You see any lights over there anywhere? There are no light poles there for Victory Lane. There are none, exactly.
Oops.
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 Yeah.
You guys are.
Wow. Wow. How about that, huh?
Yes, Ray?
Hey, Jerry?
Yeah.
With all that oil coming out of Burton's car, he almost had a fire in his shifter boot.
Wow, has that ever happened? Hey, Ray, has that ever happened up here before?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I have a faint recollection.
Okay. Faint is the key word.
Yeah.
Good one, Ray.
Harris Devane!
Oh, man. Back at Richmond International Raceway here in Henrico County, Virginia. Working caution number 4. Taking a while, Benny, here to get the track cleaned up because there was so much oil and oil draw down there. We want to make sure this track is very, very clean before these drivers go back on the racetrack. Show you our Napa field summary. Mark Martin is being shown as a leader. Jeff Green, who was our pole sitter and our points leader, running in second spot. Kevin Harvick, great run for the rookie driver. In third spot, Steve Park making an infrequent stop in Busch competition, former Rookie of the Year in fourth. Matt Kenseth, last week's winner, in fifth. Kevin Grubb, hoping to get his first win for Timberwolf here in their hometown of Richmond. There's a look at 16 through 30.
You see back Jimmy Johnson, Phil Parsons, and Dick Trickle all were able to get back on the lead lap this last caution flag.
And, of course, 31 cars still on the lead lap. Ashton Lewis, the first car, a lap down in 32nd spot. Let's check in on the Mark Martin pits with Bill Weber.
And Mark continues to lead a lot of laps, lately most of them under caution, but when he did pit earlier in the race, they just made a 1-pound air pressure adjustment on the right rear. They dropped it a pound, sent him back out. They had a great stop, and after the caution came out last time, Mark said the car is perfect. He's very happy, going for his 5th Busch win of the season.
Perfect. That doesn't sound good for the competition.
Well, that doesn't bode well at all. We're not even the halfway point yet. Glen Allen's Bell South. There's the yellow freight onboard camera, roof camera. All-tail car on board for Jimmy Johnson. Mike Dillon's Rockwall Automation on board. Bob Evans restaurant camera. What a handful that car has been for Randy LaJoie tonight. And there's what's left of the moon. Moon over Richmond.
I heard all the planets were lined up, so I guess that's the only thing we can see of all the planets. And man.
Well, there's what's left of Jeff Burton's engine in the Northern Light Ford Taurus. That one just exploded back on lap 108. Back in a moment.
Oh.
Yes, it is.
Big guy got up and blocks 10 people.
Yeah, I know it. And turn 4.
I think you're about done.
Yeah. Under the bright lights of Richmond International Raceway, we are in the Hardee's 250. We approach the halfway point under caution. We had a caution come out about 10 laps ago when the engine in Jeff Burton's car erupted. If you're just joining us, they had a lot of oil all over the racetrack and parts. They've had a lot of cleanup going on, Benny, and they think they've just about gotten it clean.
And by the way, when Jeff Burton blew up, the smoke that you saw, that white smoke, means that water was involved in that as well. As water hits those red hot exhaust pipes and it turns into steam. So the piston or the connecting rod, something went through the block that was forcing water out of the exhaust pipes. There was oil on the racetrack. Yes, Rinaldi and the Cat in the Hat had some big problems with that engine.
Well, it's classic racing, and it's only on ESPN Classic next Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Get ready for life in the fast lane with a race that goes down to the wire. The 1989 Tyson Holly Farms 400 with 2 laps to go. Jeff Bodine overtakes Dale Earnhardt and Ricky Rudd to win on an exciting finish. To order ESPN Classic, dial 1-800-CLASSIC or call your cable provider. And how I remember that when we were there, BP. Jeffrey Bodine, what a finish that one was. And Jeffrey Bodine starts 4th here tomorrow night in the Power Team Chevrolet, coming back from that incredible crash in Daytona just about 2 months ago. Great crowd on hand. Fans excited to be here, enjoying NASCAR Busch Series action tonight and NASCAR Winston Cup on Saturday night. Back in a moment.
Neil, got a question. Why would they write these promos and in the promos tell who ran, who won?
Well, I guess they want everybody to know what's going to happen because it's a classic. They want you to be able to stay and watch. I
don't understand that. I know last week. Hey, Neil, on those promos for those classic races, why do they insist on telling who won the race in those promos? I know. Well, I mean, it looks like somebody be sitting home and not remembering to say, I wonder who wins. You take all the fun out of it. Bob? Well, I could, yeah. We could hear Bob. We could tease that Bob Jenkins will hit a high note.
Bob will be a soprano before that race. We got to do that one again. Bob will be singing soprano when there's a significant activity that happens at Wilkesboro. In Wilkes, over in Wilkes, yeah.
Or North Wilkes.
North Wilkes. Man, I miss that place.
All right, are we going back racing?
Yeah. That's the place I'm talking about.
We still ain't going I think this race last year was a little long.
Back at Richmond International Raceway, yes, we are still under caution as they are trying to get the final amount of speedy drive swept off of pit road. There's quite a bit on the entrance to pit road. There are some of the crews, along with some of the NASCAR officials, trying to get some of that speedy dry or oil dry swept up as Jeff Burton's car came in with a lot of oil leaking from beneath that machine where that engine erupted back on lap 108.
And those guys that we see down sweeping pit road, they're doing it for their own benefit because they are pitting just after where the oil dry is, so they were afraid their drivers would slide, hit the oil down oil dry and slide through the pits. So that's why they're so anxious to be out there with brooms cleaning that up.
Busch crews down there trying to make sure that the pit road. Now, if you're wondering, the Winston Cup crews that qualified earlier today have gone home and are relaxing in their hotels in Richmond. Well, guess again, many of them are still down in the garage area working. You see down there some of the crews. There's a 97 car down there working. There is the pole winning crew of Rusty Wallace and that Miller Lite Ford Taurus. So they are making the engine change, I guess, as they had to get the qualifying motor out. Put that car on the pole late in qualifying. A lot of drama for Rusty winning the pole here at Richmond. Rusty will lead him down alongside Steve Park in the Pennzoil Chevrolet. Mike Skinner, our pole sitter last week at California, and Jeffrey Bodine, we mentioned, coming back after that incident 77 days ago at Daytona, comes back in the Power Team Chevrolet and qualifies fourth.
I mean, they're only going to change 3 springs on the 99 car, it appears. So the crewman walking around with 3 springs in his hands, 2 fronts and 1 rear. And it sure looked like Frankie Stoddard and all these guys had decided to change those springs. Man.
So work ongoing there. Here is the Busch Series race under caution at Richmond. There's some of the Exide crew. Now let's talk about pit strategy for what's coming up for the second half of this one here tonight. Ray Dunlap.
Well, Jerry, this is more of a guess for me, and maybe Benny can tell me, but a couple of cars have come in for fuel here as they're anticipating to go green here in the next 4 or 5 laps. Mark Green was just in a minute ago, topped off with fuel. Randy LaJoie was in at lap 116, and he's got a full tank of fuel. Now, these cars can go 130, 135 laps, so it would be possible to go the distance now without stopping again. So, Benny, does anybody take the chance on doing that?
Well, they sure might, Ray. That's a good point. And if this thing goes much longer, we may see some of the leaders come in. Randy LaJoie, we see that the pace car is running around the racetrack about 55 miles per hour.
The pace car runs about 5 miles an hour faster than the pit road speed. Pit road speed here is 45 tonight at Richmond International Raceway. You see LaJoie's RPMs gauge. And Matt Abernathy holds up one finger saying that we will have green next time by. NASCAR's flagman, Dennis Dillard, aboard the Pontiac safety car. Right in front of the field, we check in quickly with Bill Weber.
Well, getting ready to go back to green, and one car that should be interesting to watch is the 17 of Matt Kenseth. All day long here at Richmond, Matt has said the car is terrible, but still he had a good qualifying run, and he continues to run well here in this race. But even before his pit stop and since, he said the car is just terrible. He cannot pass. They did make a slight air pressure adjustment, but his car has been loose, sliding the nose in the turn. So he says the car is terrible, but he's having a good race. We'll see what happens.
All right, thanks, Bill. We'll get set for the green flag here. Restart on lap 129.
Green.
That was Ashton Lewis on the inside trying to get the lap back, and Luzaro drives in, makes it 3 wide, and some contact. Hornady just about was spun out by Blaze Alexander.
Field trying to get sorted out here, going back to green flag. We are past the halfway point. Martin, Green, Harvick, Park, and Kens at the top 5. There's Ricky Hendrick in the car number 24. On today in the 3 car, Todd Bodine, the 66. They're battling for position.
And I think Glenn Allen has lost his cylinder. Car sounded bad the last time he came down the front straightaway. And we see the 31 car going into that 3rd spot. Using that outside line.
There's Elton Sawyer, the 98, the Lysol machine. Bedewa, the 36 car. A lot of character this team showed by roaring back after missing the field. Unfortunately, they had some problems at California. Here is Park making a run for the position.
In that 2nd spot, he's on the inside of Jeff Green. Takes it away. Here's Kevin Harvick. The AC Delco, number 2 on the inside of Jeff Green.
Green could easily go from 2nd to 4th, and if he's not careful, there's Kenseth behind him. Now he will fall in 4th position as Park and Harvick go by. And comes Grubb is 6th.
Lazaro almost hits the wall as he comes off turn 4. Tell you what, it's a shame Lazaro had a problem early on, and it was black flag trying to get a lap back and lost another lap, and he's been able to get one of his laps back. He's only a lap down, but this may be the best run he's had all year long in that McDonald's Ford.
Got a good race car, doing a pretty good job out there in traffic. Talking about Anthony Lazaro driving for Cal Wells. You watch this battle here. Grubb, Kevin Grubb in the Timberwolf car, the Clarence Brewer machine. That's his favorite car. He nicknamed it Hunter. The car he finished 5th with here last year. There's Todd Bodine.
37 car Grubb. This is basically his hometown. Todd Bodine, the 66 car, running in 7th spot. It looks like these guys once again are starting to pull away from Todd just a little bit. Seems to be struggling now. Last time we saw him struggle, the last half of the run, after he gets some laps on the tires, it seemed like he ran pretty well, but.
Now here's Jimmy Johnson. He got a lap back on the last caution. Started in 35th and is currently 24th, the Alltel Chevrolet. It's the same car that he ran so well with up in Nashville and got his best finish of the year thus far, a 10th place finish at Nashville. I think this is a very talented young race driver, Jimmy Johnson. Just getting into the Busch Series. Haven't heard a lot about him yet, but I think this young man, you will hear his name a lot in years to come. ASA Rookie of the Year back in 1998, finished 3rd in the points, finished 2nd in the points in ASA last year. Here's the battle for position.
After 9th, that is 9th. Oh, some contact. 9th, 10th, and 11th. Jason Keller, Tim Feedwell, Lyndon Amick, and Elton Sawyer behind this group. And I guess I said last week that Elton Sawyer's owner was Bob Akins. I mean, it's Brad Akins, and Brad, I am terribly sorry.
Brad Akins, the owner there. Ricky Byers, the crew chief.
Something said about a hammer in my head. I don't know exactly what he meant by that, but there's Ricky Hendrick in the 24 car and Lazaro. Both those cars are a lap down. Lazaro is in 31st position.
Here's that battle for position. That is for 5th spot. Visine Chevrolet leading Winston Cup race. That's the Rookie of the Year contender, Matt Kenseth, in that car. And, of course, the youngster, Kevin Grubb, from nearby Mechanicsville, Virginia. There's Kevin. I mentioned this car is nicknamed Hunter. It's his favorite car. He finished 5th at Richmond last September, 8th at Memphis last October. The car he drove at Las Vegas and qualified 3rd with, and now is trying to take the 5th position away.
Well, that would be pretty big. If he could get by Matt Kenneth, who's won 2 races this year, the winner last week in California, that would be big for this young man. Really help his confidence and I think help his team.
Benny, Kevin Grubb did not qualify in the season opening Daytona 500, but is 6th in the points. That's pretty impressive.
It is impressive.
Well, they were 3 wide a moment ago here. That is Wayne Grubb in the 83, the 92 of Jimmy Johnson. There's the 00 of Buckshot. They get it sorted out here.
22nd, 23rd, 24th. See the 53 car, Hank Parker Jr., the Team Marines car, going around the apron to get back on the racetrack, re-enter the race.
Very important for him to get back out. He's 11th in points, or was coming into this race tonight. Looking over at Kevin, or I should say Wayne Grubb's car. Wayne, the older of the 2 Grubb brothers. Former pole sitter here, finished 4th a couple of years ago here at Richmond.
I think that Glenn Allen's car has finally given up the ghost. He was slow down the front straightaways on the apron of the racetrack, so I think that the Channel Lock car appears to be over. His night appears to be over. Oh, Jimmy Johnson is crashing. Yes.
Actually, both of them are up in turn 2. And that will bring caution out for the 5th time tonight. We were right on it side by side, Johnson and Grubb. Wasn't Johnson and Johnson, it was Johnson and Grubb. And there's what's left of Wayne Grubb's car. Pretty heavy damage on the front of the car, number 83, the Suncom machine.
We saw these cars running side by side, and And going down in the corner, Jimmy Johnson just got loose on the inside of Grubbs. On the bottom of the racetrack, he got loose. He tried to chase it up the hill, but they finally made contact.
And here goes the Bell South mobility car. That's actually the channel lock car with the Bell South roof cam for Glenn Allen, the former Rookie of the Year. The Felix Sabatos owned car heads back to the garage area and gives it up for the evening. Now, we are working caution number 5, and there's a channel lock car going back to the garage.
To the dark. All right, here we go. You ever see Johnson on the inside? He goes down, and just as he entered the corner, or about right here, he's going to start getting loose. And he's going to continue getting loose. He's trying to save it, but finally he comes back to 83 and he just turns at 83 right in the wall. And you know what? Wayne Grubb kept Jimmy Johnson out of the wall. He did not hit the wall, spun around and continues on.
That extra contact for Grubb actually gets Johnson's car righted. Johnson's headed for the wall. Grubb is there. Now it's a swinging gate. Boom. And Grubb goes in the wall, and Johnson's car just loops around and does a 360.
Loops around, puts the car in gear, and drives away.
There is what's left of Wayne Grubb's car. Normally sponsored by Link Belt. You see the crew having those uniforms on, and Suncom, the sponsor on that Chevy Monte Carlo here tonight. 5th caution flag of the night coming out on lap 145.
I skipped school to be on ESPN. Go Rusty.
There is a Rusty Wallace fan. She had to be happy because Rusty put his car on the pole earlier tonight. He will lead the charge tomorrow night in the Pontiac Excitement 400. Back with more in just a moment. I don't know. She probably was about the 2nd grade, looked like to me.
Think so?
Yeah.
You would know.
I'm afraid so.
Now, Phil.
Let's get a what?
I don't understand why these guys aren't pitting and trying to go the rest of the way. I don't understand. Phil Parsons sure did that.
Dave, okay. Schrader, okay. Our NASCAR Busch Series action from Richmond International Raceway is being brought to you by Rolaids. Rolaids, R-O-L-A-I-D-S, spells relief. Well, I think Ray has caught up with a driver who could use some Rolaids about now, right, Ray?
Yeah, Jerry, good bit of damage on the right front there of Wayne Grubb's car. He had to come in for a pit stop. That put you kind of back in the pack.
Yeah, I tell you, the Suncom Chevrolet was running awesome. It was running good on old tires, so we decided to come in. Since NASCAR limited us on tires, we decided to come in for a fuel stop, see if we could, stay out there longer than everybody else. But you get back there racing with these guys, and they just, I don't know, they just started overdriving the cars. The track was real slick after Jeff Burton blew his motor, but, and people trying to run real hard side by side, and the cars aren't sticking.
Well, it looks like Wayne might be done for the day here. Hopefully Kevin can have a good finish.
Wayne, of course, the older of the two brothers, Wayne and Kevin, grew up from nearby Mechanicsville, Virginia, just down the road a few miles. Probably about 2 miles as the crow flies, about 3 or 4 miles by car. As we get set for a restart, here on lap 152, Mark Martin leads him down. Steve Clark in 2nd spot.
And Mark Martin had pulled out to a couple of second lead on these guys, so he did not want to see a caution flag. Now then, with 100 laps to go in this race, I'm surprised that some of these leaders did not pit. Some of the guys came in the back of the pack, came in, changed tires, and can go the rest of the way. So
most of these guys still have one set of tires left that they can use under the caution flag if need be. So you got to wonder if, and a big concern might be track position. If you watch this battle down on the racetrack, let's check in with Bill.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Jerry. Mark Martin and his guys talked it over. And Mark, as we talked about earlier, his car is perfect. When he said he wasn't coming, that usually follow the leader in this situation. But a lot of those guys wanted to stay up front. They can easily reach lap 200. They still got a set of tires left. They don't think the race is anywhere near over. Obviously, some guys hoping Mark's handling goes away a little bit. But right now, they had fairly fresh tires because of all the caution laps, and they could go for a number more laps. So they decided to stay out and see what happens.
So Bill Weber has a solution. They're going to hang out to about lap 200, make that final pit stop, and see if they can do something with Martin in those final 50 laps.
If there's a caution flag, if they got to make a green flag stop, none of these guys are going to win. Some of these guys that just stop are going to win the race. Right now, Jeff Green, the Nesquik car, just seems to be holding up this group. It looks like to me that the 17 of Kenseth, Grubb, and Tom O'Neill a little bit faster.
Here's another group. Hornaday in the 3 car, the 57 car, Jason Keller, the 24 car, that is Ricky Hendrick. And he was actually being shown a lap down. He's the first car a lap down in 30th spot, although he's running awfully well here, the GMAC car. There's Jason Keller and Hornaday. They are battling for position. That is for 8th spot. 35 car also there. That is Lyndon Amick. Power tail machine. He's in 10th. Hornaday 8th, Keller 9th. Make that Keller 8th, Hornaday 9th now with Amick in 10th, Fido 11th.
Oh, man, look at this mess. Behind these guys, there's a real traffic jam back there. Ricky Hendrick just moves over, let these guys go. There's Ricky. Oh, Lyndon Amick almost goes around, but he does not. Casey Atwood goes by, trying to go by Ricky Hendrick. Casey Atwood is back in the 13th position.
Traffic back there. There's Blaze Alexander, Anthony Lazzaro, Chad Chaffin. You mentioned Phil Parson. Some of these guys have already come in and made their final stop for tires.
Phil right now is running in 19th position. He pitted that last time. I saw him going down pit road. I don't know that he changed tires, but I'm sure he did, and he's good to go for the rest of the race.
That's the case for Charcoal Chevrolet, owned by Kathy Schechter. Still 29 cars on the lead lap. Mark Green, the last car on the lead lap in the Exxon Superflow Chevy. There's Phil Parsons right behind Lazzaro.
Gets by Chad Chapman. That is the battle for position, the 18th spot. Well, I say he got by. He's trying to get by. You wonder about Mark Martin. He has pulled out to about a 7 4/10 lead on Steve Park. There he is.
There's Martin, of course. And the Winn-Dixie Ford, Martin's farewell tour. Giving them something to remember here at Richmond International Raceway. Martin 1.5 seconds lead over Steve Park with Harvick, Green, and Kenseth in the top 5.
That's a great leaderboard. That Ford oval up on top, followed by 9 bow ties.
Yeah. Catch me if you can. No caution. No caution.
Yep, caution's out.
164, Bobby Hillin.
And friends. Yes. Now, I think they'll pit, will they?
See, they told me that they wanted to get in the 80 lap window. They're just 5 laps away from 80 laps from the finish.
Poor timing, if you ask me, producer. Wow, look at this. Now this is big, big. Can't believe Mark made that.
Back at Richmond International Raceway, caution on the racetrack. Almost all the leaders on pit road for what would be their final set of tires. The 10 car of Jeff Green is out. There comes Grubb is out. Todd Bodine, Kenseth out. Atwood is out. You see Jay Sauter going by. The 31 car and the 60 both stayed on the racetrack.
Man, I'm telling you, Mark and Park, I don't know how in the world that they will ever fight their way back to all these cars. We have 29 cars on the lead lap, and I don't know how in the world they're ever going to get back all these cars.
Well, let's show you what happened a moment ago when we talk about the pit strategy. Let's show you what happened to bring out the caution flag. We were in break a moment ago. Out of turn 2, headed up the back straightaway, lap 164. Watch for the car number 8.
Buckshot had some trouble getting off the corner. They started, it was a chain reaction, and Hillin trying to avoid hitting Mike Dillon in the 21 car, got the car out of shape and just never could get it back under control.
Bobby trying to jam the brakes on to keep him running into somebody else and caused himself to spin around. Didn't hit anything, but that brought the caution flag out. And from LaJoie's viewpoint,
he's going to get bumped right here. LaJoie gets bumped. He's trying to wait on the 00 to save his car, and he gets bumped. Mike Dillon.
Now let's watch the contact. Boom, there's the contact, the chain reaction. Historic at home, that was 21-1 to 00. That triple play action a moment ago off turn 2. Now, Mark Martin did not pit. Bill Weber, why?
Well, let's find out. Crew Chief Tony Lambert is here. You guys talked it over on the radio. Why did you stay out, Tony?
We think it's the best thing to do right now. I mean, that's 85 laps they'd have to run on a set of tires. We're hoping for another caution. If another caution comes out, they're in pretty bad shape.
You thought a few more guys would hang with you out there, too, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. We were hoping they would. Not but 2 of us have stayed out, so either we can be heroes or zeros. So we'll just see at the end what happens.
That car's pretty good.
Yeah, if we would get a lap down, I think we'd still have a chance to get it back. But right now, we're just gambling and see what happens.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Okay, to the 31 pit. Here's Ray.
Tell me what kind of strategy that is. Now, I guess it's follow the leader, right?
Yeah, it was follow the leader. And what a mistake that was, I think. It's a little early to pit, really. I mean, you've got 75 laps to go. That's a long way to go on the set of tires at this place. So we thought we'd do whatever Mark did.
But when you and Mark come back into pit later and everybody else stays out, you got a lot of cars to pass.
That's right. And if we have to do it under green, we're dead.
Okay, that's the strategy from down here in the 31 pit. That's car owner Ted Marsh.
At the beginning of the race tonight, Mark Martin was a rocket ship, but his tires went away at 52 laps. So they know what his tires are going to do. They know that at 50-some laps, his tires go away and the car gets very, very loose. So maybe they're saying, let's not take a chance. Let's wait and get our last set of tires with 50 to go, and maybe no one can beat us.
We're going to see. I think he's going to have a hard time wading his way through all this traffic. He and Steve Park both. They see Phil Parsons back there in the 3rd spot, Jimmy Johnson in 4th. These cars were at one time were a lap down. They got their lap back on the caution flag. Now they pitted on the last caution flag, changed tires. have enough fuel to go to the end of the race, they stay out.
And we are 80 laps away from the checkered flag. Here's a look at the all-tail Chevy for Jimmy Johnson. Best finish of the year coming at 10th up in Nashville, Tennessee. Let's check into the pits.
Just want to update you on the 36 car of Tim Fedoy. He's had a great run here tonight. He came in 11th under that caution flag, but the car fell off the jack during the pit stop. He went out. He's back about 22nd now. Don't know if there's any damage to the car. We'll find out when we go back to green.
Boy, Tim Fedoy can't catch a break this year.
All those cars that pitted that last time, Jeff Green was the first car out.
Green.
He's back in 7th spot. Green flag is out. Let's see how this thing plays out.
Fresh tires, a major factor here at Richmond. Remember, the lead 2 cars did not pit, the 60 and the 31. A jumble off of turn 2. One car very high. Looks to be Blaze Alexander. That's the 81 car. Got hit from behind by another car. No harm, no foul, no spin, no caution. Back to green flag action, lap 172.
And we can see how much one advantage that new tires will give you. It's Phil Parsons in the Kingsford car trying to get on the inside of Steve Park.
That would be for second position.
Phil's on the inside, can't make the pass.
Bill's best finish this year, a 13th in the season opening race at Daytona. Now leans the car to one side, jumps in the throttle, and will have the position down the back stretch. So Parsons takes second spot and pulls away from Steve Park.
There's some beating and banging going on. Chad Chaffin, the 77 car. Fedoy, Bonnie Hamilton Jr., 26. It sure looks like there's going to be another caution flag to me. Somewhere in the middle of this, I would guess.
Talking about a recipe for a yellow flag.
Disaster right there.
A little bit of rubbing from Quality Farm and Country Car. There's Tony Raines in a 33 car. Yellow freight roof camera.
See, Buckshot Jones has moved by all these cars, moved up to the 4th position, trying to get by on Steve Park, 3rd spot. Here comes Jeff Green with those fresh tires. Oh, does Johnson know he's there? He did.
Number 92 is Jimmy Johnson with an incident back on lap 145. Wayne Grubb. Those cars got sideways, brought out the caution flag. Now he's being shown in 5th position.
And Bobby Hillen's back there as well in 7th. He's been shown his last time by. There's Buckshot on the inside of Steve Park. You see, this is what I'm talking about track position.
Get a good run down through there.
Martin back here with fresh tires and what have you. He still has got to work his way through 29 cars.
Less than on Buckshot.
Still there, clear. Good job, Buck.
Telling him he's clear. Sees it. Chevrolet pulls up in front of Steve Park's wheeling car. There comes the Nestlin Chevy. Now Jeff Green has fresh tires.
Left rear tires flat on the Brandon Butler car, the gray bar electric car.
Now the freshest tires of any of these cars up at the front is that 10 car you saw a moment ago making his move as he will try to make a move inside of Buckshot, 4th position. That's for the 3rd spot. Side-by-side action, Jimmy Johnson. 92 car, 31. They go 3 wide. Lazaro in the middle. Whoa, he gets pinched and takes better of it. He's a lap down back in 30th position. Here's Lyndon Amick back on the inside.
Oh, they're trying their best to wreck.
Pushing and shoving and rubbing. Richmond at night. Don't you love it?
I do. Look at the big donut on the side of the 17 car, Matt Kenseth. Now Kenseth on the inside of 35. Lyndon Amick takes a spot away.
There's Mark Martin, our leader. And the Winn-Dixie Ford, he has yet to make his final pit stop. He is leading with Phil Parsons less than a second back. There's Phil Parsons in the Kingsford car trying to make a move as laps are winding down here at Richmond.
Mark's not going to win this race. Mark Martin is not going to win this race. Can't believe it in pit.
With the break with a nice shot of Nelson Crozier. Nice little silhouette shot of Nelson. Okay.
Mr. Wizard. Hey, Mr. Wizard made it back to California, huh?
He did.
All right.
Rode a motorcycle.
I wondered why he wouldn't ride with us out in California, but now I realize he had bigger fish to fry than us. He had to get all that stuff done.
He did.
I was feeling a little hurt, to tell you the truth. I got a black flag. Who is this?
Brandon Bond.
Parsons got a pretty good car right now, doesn't he?
Boy, he does. He's catching Mark. Of course,
him car's catching him a little bit.
Yeah, that's the good news and the bad news.
Another left rear turn. No, he's not. Yeah.
That's a spare.
That's a good one. What?
Let me get this.
Studio.
Well, thanks, David. We'll be heading out to the Western Conference semifinal with Dallas leading 2-1 in that series over the San Jose Sharks at the conclusion of this NASCAR Busch Series event. That's coming up next. Following our BGN action from here at Richmond National Raceway. A lot of beating and banging continuing out here as laps winding down. There's Amick trying to thread the needle between Hillen and Todd Bodine, and Hillen slams the door. Bodine takes the low line.
Good thing Lyndon Lanning's brakes worked that time. All right, battle for second spot. Jeff Green comes on the inside of Phil Parsons. A little bit of contact there. Well, maybe not. But you can see he's catching the leader. He's 1.7 seconds behind, and 5 laps later, he's 1 second behind. He gets by Phil Parsons, moved into second spot.
And the car that was in second spot on the restart when we went back to green flag racing, the 31 car, is now being shown back in 23rd position. What a difference fresh tires will make with all those cars pitted. And now the fresh tires from the Nesquik Chevy for Jeff Green, who was our pole sitter, has him about a car length and a half from catching the leader, Mark Martin. 58 laps to go. And you heard Tony Lambert, Mark Martin's crew chief, tell Bill Lever a little bit ago, they wanted to be able to get their last set of tires within the final 50 laps. So they would love to see maybe a caution flag now. That's the only shot they've got. And the sooner the better for them.
Sooner the better, that's right. See, the 17 car, Matt Kendrick, had the best speed the last lap. Jeff Green on the inside taking a look for Mark Martin. And he goes for the lead and will take it off turn 4. And Mark, if he's going to win this race, now and he's going to get that hard contact. Elton saw you.
Big wreck on the back straightaway. Big wreck on the back straightaway. Big wreck on the back straightaway.
That is the 37 car of Kevin Grubb, who had a great run going, and a lot of flames from beneath the front and back of that car.
He has knocked it. Get out of there, attaboy. I saw the window net come down.
Trying to get out, trying to get the radio unhooked and get the heck out of there. They've knocked the fuel line off, and the radio still hooked up. He just jerks it off the helmet. Kevin Grubb, who had a great run going, hoping for a top finish here tonight, top 5 finish. Caution out for the 7th time tonight. Heavy damage on his car, heavy damage on the Lysol Ford. Elton Sawyer after that great 9th place finish at California last week. There's the 43 of Jay Sauter.
Wow. Wow. The right front tire, the whole assembly is just completely gone off that car. Finally, the fire department gets there. I say finally, they're there quickly and putting the fire out.
There's Kevin Grubb running down across the racetrack. There was contact between 2 cars going up the back straightaway. 2 cars got together, started weaving back and forth, and this collected a whole group of cars behind them. That's when it all broke loose. Here's the contact, the 97 car, and it might have been got a little out of shape.
He comes back and runs into the right front of Jay Sauter. Now Sauter comes back across the racetrack right in front of Elton Sawyer. He turns left and misses him, but here look at Grubb. Oh man, and he knocked the fuel pump off that car, the gas line off that car, and he had no brakes because he knocked the right front off, and all that gasoline is under the car. Now here finally comes Mark Martin into the pits.
Tony Lambert and company making their final pit stop. They wanted to be under 50 laps. Bill, in front of you.
And pit road's a pretty lonely place. The 60 car, the only one down here. This is strictly routine. 4 tires, no air pressure adjustment. Top it off with fuel. Send him back out for the rest of the way. 27 cars on the lead lap to win. Mark Martin has to pass them all. Here we go.
Man, if he wins this one, he is definitely going to earn it. This is going to be big if he can pull this off.
And what about Steve Park, Ray? Why didn't he come down pit road?
Well, Jerry, he's definitely going to pit, but they wanted to wait till all the debris was cleaned up because there's an awful lot over in turns 3 and 4. So Park called in and says, we want to do a couple things. We want to take a 1 turn out of the left rear and change air pressure on that right rear, but they don't want to do it until they know the track is clean. So it'll be another 2 or 3 laps before Steve Park comes to the pits.
Well, he's running back in 23rd position right now after running 2nd when we restarted the race about 18 laps ago. Now, the caution came out on lap 195. Here's the contact. Watch the 97 car get a little out of shape.
This is going down in turn 1. There to see the contact. Lazaro gets some contact from Tony Raines. Now they come off turn 2 and they might make contact again. Yes, there they make contact again. And Lazaro goes sideways and just finally corrects it, but he comes back right in the side of the 43. Now Jay Sauter goes up and just completely blocks the racetrack. Watch Grubb. Watch that 37.
Wow. Launches over the right front fender. Meanwhile, Elton Sawyer's car comes sliding across and backs into the inside wall. There is Grubb's car just ripping the whole right front off of his car and the right front off of Jay Sauter's car. And there's Elton Sawyer's Ford backing down toward us. Heavily damaged cars of Sauter, Sawyer, and Grubb working caution number 7 at Richmond. Back with more in just a moment.
The NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series has a new rule.
Okay, all right. What's that, Benny?
NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series has a new rule on a bar, a Nerf bar behind that sheet metal.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't you think there was contact again between the 33 and 97 on 2?
And I think the 43 actually hit the 97 from behind is what turned him over coming off turn 2. On that second replay, you could see it. The left rear fender on 97 buckled. And you saw the 43, and then they got separated, and the 97 came over and got it. Yeah.
They're in San Jose, according
They're at San Jose, yeah. We are back at Richmond International Raceway. I'm Jerry Punch along with Benny Parsons, Ray Dunlap, and Bill Weber. And remind you, coming up at the conclusion of our Busch Series action, the Western Conference semifinal, National Hockey League, Dallas Stars at the San Jose Sharks. Dallas leads the series 2-1. That's coming up next at the conclusion of our Busch Series action here at Richmond under the lights. Let's go down to the pits and Bill Weber.
With Elton Sawyer, I know you're frustrated. You okay?
Yeah, I think so. It's pretty hard hit. Just unfortunate. The car wasn't bad. It was a little tight to center. We made some adjustments. Didn't seem to get it a whole lot better, but I don't know what happened over there. I think I know, but I'm not going to say. It's just we were in a bad situation.
And it looks like it could be in a worse situation because you're going to lose a lot of points sitting here, Elton.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to work hard to try to fix it, but it's tore up pretty bad, and it's going to, I mean, the fuel cell's on the ground. It hit so hard, knocked the mirror out of it, so it's just one of those deals, and I hate it for everybody that was involved, but we're going to Loudon next week, and we're carrying the same car we had last week, so they better look out.
Good luck.
They're working on the Elton Sawyer's Lysol car, and boy, what can you say? He came in here 8th in the point standings, has 33 points behind David Green. Now we're still waiting on the 31 car of Steve Park, the Wheelan Engineering car number 31, to come down pit road and make his final pit stop. And they were going to wait for debris, and now he will indeed peel off and head down pit road to Ted Marsh and company. In front of you, Ray Dunlap.
But Jerry, an awful lot of the time whenever there's a Winston Cup driver in the field, the driver goes and asks the crew members if they'll come help him pit. Well, it was the other way around for this guy. The crew members from the Budweiser team came and said, we want to help you. We think you have a shot at winning tonight. Park is in. They will make a chassis adjustment, an air pressure adjustment, as I said, on the right side also. And Park said this car has been very, very good tonight. Not sure if it's good enough to beat Mark Martin, but now they've even got a lot more work than that because they've got to go a long way through the field. You see the wrench is in the car. They go one round down. Tires are on. And Steve Park is back out on the racetrack.
That, of course, the Budweiser crew for Dale Earnhardt Jr. The Budweiser crew will be pitting him, of course, tomorrow night, and he won here a year ago. Here's a replay of what happened a moment ago. There was contact. Initially the 33 and 97, and now it all breaks loose again.
And when the 43 goes back across the racetrack, he just completely blocks the track. Elton Sawyer comes down, backs in the wall hard. We see the 37 car. Kevin Grubb knocked the right front and the fuel pump off. Once again there, the 33, Tony Raines, the 97 makes contact. That's through the middle of 1 and 2. Now as they come off the corner, once again, I think right there they may make contact, but then the 43 car runs in the back of the 97, and I guess that's what really got him going.
There was contact between Sauter, as I said, as the 97 had checked up, and then there comes Grubb just launching by over the front of Jay Sauter. Let's check in with Bill once again.
Well, I haven't seen it, but I heard you had a wild drive.
Yeah, I tell you, all the guys on the team did a great job. I tell you, they had great pit stops. We qualified good. You know, we were top 10 all night, and we just on that restart, you know, there's a lot of lap cars, and we got stuck behind one of them, and we probably lost 15 spots. So we were in the process of working back up, and I think it was the deal with the lap car. It wasn't giving enough room, and you know, it caused a wreck on the backstretch. I saw a hole on the outside and decided to, you know, go for it, and I was wide open when I hit the guy, but I'm not even sure who it was. It was just a bad deal, you know. Thought we were gonna make it through it, and then last second, you know, we got caught up in it. But it wasn't too bad, but it was a pretty wild ride.
That barbecue can be a pretty frightening feeling.
Yeah, actually, that was the first time being on fire, so that's a milestone for me.
Nice that you can laugh about it. Glad you're okay.
All right, thanks.
Well, look at the front of that car is charred where the fire was. He's 6th in points, and that crew not going to give up at all. They are going to try to get that car sawed apart and somehow get him back on the racetrack before this race is over. And speaking of the race being over, coming up next, National Hockey League action, Western Conference semifinals. Dallas Stars at the San Jose Sharks will be headed out for hockey when this one's over here very shortly. Stay with us.
Jerry, I think they're trying to get that car ready to load on, trying to get before to load on the truck.
Well, it's nice just to pat them on the back. Anyway.
Well, they are doing a good job, but ain't no way they can get back in the next 50 laps, I wouldn't think.
I didn't think your car would ever make it back in, what, 72 or
No, I didn't think it would. I just sure didn't. I thought it was all over.
Cale was tasting that champagne. But no.
Well, let's see what's going on here now. Well, it's going to be interesting to see Mark try to work his way back from 22nd through this field. If he wins it, he deserves it.
We're back at Richmond International Raceway here in Henrico County, Virginia, under the lights. The first night race of the year for NASCAR's Busch Series stars and cars, and we are about 46 laps away from the conclusion here. Running a little bit long. We have had actually 7 caution flags, a lot of exciting short track action, NASCAR style, and just the beginning of NASCAR action this weekend. Of course, we got the Pontiac Excitement 400 coming here on Saturday night, with Rusty Wallace and Steve Park on the front row for that one. Rusty Wallace will lead him down in his Miller Lite Ford.
It's going to be interesting if Mark Martin, who's been the dominant car all night, the Winn-Dixie Ford, we now have 45 laps to go, and he's mired back in the 22nd position. If he can work his way through all these cars and get to the front, he is going to be doing one fantastic job.
Well, we told you hockey coming up out in San Jose at the conclusion of this NASCAR Busch Series event. National Hockey League action. Dallas Stars leading San Jose in that series 2-1. So even though we're going to still have racing here, let's go out to San Jose and get ready to see the drop of the puck. Exciting Western Conference semifinal action out in San Jose. It's the Stars and the Sharks. We'll be right back. Let's go out to San Jose. Back at Richmond International Raceway. Exciting Western Conference semifinal action coming up next. Stars and Sharks, National Hockey League action. And they are skating around this half-mile or three-quarter-mile racetrack, Benny Parsons, because it's less than 50 to go. A lot of tires are worn out, although Mark Martin and Steve Park both have fresh tires now, and they are mired back in the field. Martin back in 22nd spot. So we show you where our Napa field summary and see where your favorite drivers are running. Jeff Green is the leader. Bill Parsons in second spot. Now you'll see Mark Martin, who just pitted a moment ago, being shown. There's Martin back in 22nd position, and Steve Park back in 26th, the final car on the lead lap. Remainder of our 43-car starting field. Kevin LePage only made it a lap before getting tagged from behind on his brand new Redman Ford. Michael Rich having his problems early on in the Florida Gators machine he was driving. Now here's the Winn-Dixie Ford. We mentioned just a moment ago that he pitted, has fresh tires on. But Benny, as you said, the key here is traffic and laps. A lot of traffic and not that many laps.
He's going to have another caution flag to win the race, because he needs to pass about 10 cars or 15 cars and then have a caution flag. Let him close up on these guys, because Jeff Green
flag
is going to drive away as he tries to pass these other cars.
Restart at Richmond. Will Martin be able to keep his string? He's won 4 out of 5. The only one he didn't win is car spun in the final laps in front of him in Las Vegas. He's got his work cut out for him here at Richmond. There is the leader. Green goes by. Bill Parsons goes by. Buckshot in third. Kenseth in fourth. And now Buckshot wants second spot.
Still there. Still there. Still there.
That's the spotter for Buckshot Jones. Him and Bill Parsons is still out on that rear quarter panel.
Clear of him. Good job. Good job.
Buckshot clears. Now Matt Kenseth goes on the inside of both these cars.
Kenseth
run hard as you can, baby. Run hard as you can.
shot side by side for 4th position. Jason Keller is there.
Hard as you can, baby, because he got them stacked up behind him.
That is 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Right behind the leader, Jeff Green.
Mark Martin, last time by was at 20th. He's only gained 2 spots. And you can see less than 40 laps to go. And right now, I think that Jeff Green is just kind of staying in front of these cars, trying to save his tires, because in case Mark Martin should get through the traffic, he's going to need something to race.
Go, baby, go.
Buckshot has an advantage on the outside. Kenseth Peter.
Man, Buckshot Jones, keep digging. Clear of him, clear of him.
So a spotter is not only someone that tells you where cars are, he's a cheerleader as well.
One of the biggest cheerleaders these drivers have.
Pulling away, pulling away. Go up and win this thing, boy.
There's a 31 car on the outside of the 24. That is Steve Park. One of the front runners early on. Mired in heavy traffic. And likewise, there's the Winn-Dixie roll bars looking out the right side window. That's Tim Fido, Mark Martin trying to make a pass for position. That would be for 16th spot, so he's already gained, 7 positions since the green flag fell. Make it 6 spots since the green flag fell.
But meanwhile, he's 5 seconds behind the leader, Jeff Green.
With 35 laps to go at Richmond. As you said, Benny, he will need some help. Heavy traffic. Martin is coming for all he's worth, trying to make a move inside Adam Petty. Has the inside shot down on the yellow line. Makes the pass. Follows Ron Hornaday beneath the 46 car. Ashton Lewis.
Man.
Martin said he was not going to take any prisoners.
And there was Steve Park. They're 4 wide in the corner. I don't think that's going to work, but somehow they got through the corner.
Wow.
Ashton Lewis goes high up on the right. Well, he don't go up there. He was forced up high.
Hold your breath action at Richmond International Raceway. Side-by-side action here with Harvick and Bodine. They are battling for 5th position. Bodine had it. Harvick wants it, and he will take it away.
And Mark Martin has moved up to the 14th position. Once again, he's 5.5 seconds behind the leader.
Evan Harvick, rookie driver Todd Bodine, 2nd in points. Top Arctic Chevrolet for Bodine. C.C. Welliver owned car. Buckshot Jones, Cheez-It Chevrolet in 2nd position.
I'm sorry, Jerry. Last time by, Mark Martin gained a little bit on the leader. Check our Circuit City telemetry.
Bill Weber.
Well, Mark Martin continues to charge through the field here, but Mark is racing under very difficult circumstances here at Richmond tonight. Christian Leventhal,
Front straight away, front straight away, front straight away.
So now there's action on the track. Let's get back out.
Caution is out, caution is out. Back it down, back it down.
Well, that caution flag coming out. This might have been the break Mark Martin needed, not for other drivers, but this caution that you were talking about, Benny, 8 cautions a day, will certainly be a major help in Mark Martin closing up his advantage or disadvantage over the leader.
He's still in 13th position. He still has to get by 11 more cars to get to the leader. Bill, finish the story, Bill.
And this is a very emotional story. Christian Leventhal, the crew chief of the 19 car in the NASCAR Busch Series, who is the 27-year-old nephew of Mark Martin, was killed in an automobile accident today, returning to Mooresville, North Carolina, after being here at the Richmond International Raceway. The accident also included 3 members in addition to Leventhal. It occurred just outside of Mooresville. Mark's wife, Arlene, called Mark approximately 45 minutes before the race started here this evening and informed him. Apparently, Mark's plane is now in the air, making the trip to Arkansas to pick up family members. Again, Mark is aware of this. He opted to race here tonight but his 27-year-old Christian Lovendahl, the crew chief for the 19 car in the Busch Series, killed this afternoon in an automobile accident after his car was here at Richmond.
Well, all we can do is send our prayers and best wishes along to, and our deepest sympathies along to Mark and all of the Christian's family and all the Lovendahl family. I spent quite a bit of time last night with Christian Lovendahl and that team down in the Busch Series garage, and we certainly, that is a huge, huge loss for all of us in NASCAR racing. Christian Lovendahl, the crew chief on the David Ridling, car number 19 for P.J. Jones. A tough one here for Mark Martin, trying to somehow get his mind away from that terrible loss in his family and be able to put it on what he had to do tonight in this race car at Richmond. We are under caution for the 8th time tonight. There's a look at Jack Roush sitting on top of that pit box. Let's show you what happened here coming out of turn 4. There was a number of cars got together. First of all, the 3-car of Hornaday gets tagged and spins.
He gets tagged by Adam Petty, I believe. I shouldn't say that if I'm not sure, but I believe it was Adam behind there that make contact. Hornaday goes around and then smacks in that outside retaining wall hard.
It's at about 2 or 3 times. Other cars pull to the inside. We'll watch from the Bob Evans roof camera on Randy LaJoie's car.
Randy says, thank goodness there was nothing there and all that smoke for me to hit.
All right, we're under caution for the 8th time here at Richmond International Raceway. Got to remind you that coming up next, Western Conference semifinal action. The Dallas Stars have just scored and lead 1-0 at San Jose. They lead the series 2-1 right now. They are ahead 1-0 over the San Jose Sharks. That's the Dallas Stars over San Jose 1-0. Right now we'll be going out that action live at San Jose, the Western Conference semifinals. Action coming up in about 26 laps.
All right, signal has been given to the field. 1 lap to go before the green flag.
Well, Mark Martin is in 13th position as we will get set for a restart. He has very fresh tires. He started in 6th spot. You see the progression back in 20th position.
Since the restart, he was on 209. He was 20th, and here we are just 15 laps later. He's up to 13th. But if he gains 7 positions in the next 15 laps, there will only be 10 to go, and he'll still be in 6th spot.
So you'll have to be very, very aggressive here in these final 22, 23 laps. He'll have to pick his spots, but he won't be able to wait. He's going to have to make his move in a hurry. Glad to have you with us. I'm Jerry Punch along with Benny Parsons, Bill Weber, and Ray Dunlap as the 00 car of Buckshot slows on the start. Cars go around him. Kind of wonder maybe if there was a shifter problem. It got hung up a little bit. Now the car seems to be, well, still down a little bit on speed. Jeff Green is the leader, the Nesquik Chevrolet. He's also the points leader, looking for his first win this year. Doesn't have 4th gear.
Wow.
So he's stuck in 3rd gear. Mark Martin making a move. A lot of traffic for Martin. Which way does he go?
He was able to get by the 33 car that we were right along with. Tony Raines. Butler cars side by side in front. And then Raines is getting a challenge from Steve Park. And there's Park diving to the inside. And there's the Buckshot running second just a moment ago, losing positions.
Well, Mark Martin showing the way, diving for holes on the racetrack. Steve Park, the younger driver, following the veteran. And so if anybody knows how to get around Richmond in the late laps, it's Mark Martin. 22 laps to go. Martin in 10th spot, Park in 11th position. They go beneath the Jimmy Johnson car. That is 4th position. That's for 9th position. So they go to 9th and 10th, respectively.
At least we know Steve Park's brakes works very well.
Next up will be Casey Atwood in the 27 car in 8th spot.
But there's a slower car, Blaze Alexander on the inside, so Mark wisely decides not to do that. There's Phil Parsons, a 59 car. His tire's starting to go away.
Parsons in 7th, Atwood in 8th. Martin and Parker 9th. Here goes Park on the inside of Mark Martin for position. This could make it a jumble here. Steve Park. And Martin will pull him on the straightaway and take the position back. They stay single file. Martin's on that inside groove to be able to get by Casey. Now Casey Atwood tries to make a pass on Phil Parsons. You mentioned his tire is going away. Here are the lead cars, by the way. The 10 car of Jeff Green is the leader. Matt Kenseth in second spot. Jason Keller is third.
Kenseth trying to win his second NASCAR Busch Series race in a row. Meanwhile, Mark Martin dives on the inside of Casey Atwood. Takes over the, what is that, 8th position. He's on the inside of Phil, takes over 7th.
So now he is in 7th spot. And there are 19 laps to go. Next up for Mark Martin will be the 35 car, Lyndon Amick. 24 car is Ricky Hendrick, the GMAC Chevy.
Now Steve Park caught a tough break. He's hung up behind Casey Atwood in another car. There he finally gets on. That was Phil Parsons and Casey Atwood. They were side by side. He gets on the inside of those cars. Now Mark Martin's broken clear. If he can get a caution flag right now in the next couple of laps, he might can win this thing. But Mark Martin right now is 4 1/3 seconds behind Jeff Green.
And he's about 10 car lengths. He was about 10 car lengths back of Lyndon Amick. The next car he has to catch for position. That would be for the 6th spot. There is Mark Martin, the Winn-Dixie Ford. There is the leader, Jeff Green. Kenseth in 2nd spot. Where is Martin? There he comes. It's about a half a straightaway. Or I should say a half of the front straightaway.
Meanwhile, Jason Keller, the Excedrin car, trying to pass the 2 car, Kevin Harvick. It's a battle for the 3rd position.
Harvick having a great run here at Richmond. His best finish of the year, a 4th at Nashville. This would be his best ever Busch Series finish if he can hold on to finish 3rd or better.
All right, here comes Mark Martin on the inside of Lyndon Amick, taking over another spot.
Clock showing that Martin is a mile an hour faster than the lead cars. 14 laps to go on a 3/4 mile D-shaped oval in Richmond.
That last time by, Jeff Green ran 1:17.1. Mark Martin ran 1:18.0. So he's clearly faster, but does he have enough time in 14 laps? Can he catch him? I don't think so.
Possibly the last time the local Richmond fans will see Mark Martin in a Busch Series car. His final year. Just 8 races remain for Martin in Busch competition after tonight. That time by, though, Jeff Green has turned the wick up a little bit. He was faster than Martin on the clocks.
Well, I think Jeff Green has been waiting for this moment. I think he has been saving those tires, knowing that Mark Martin might be coming and trying to at least save something for these last few laps.
Mark Martin 3.26 seconds back.
He's a little faster, but where he's running out of time. He's an entire back straightaway behind Jeff Green.
He's got time and cars that he can deal with now. He's got the Todd Bodine car currently in 5th position right in front of him. And these cars aren't going to move out of the way. They're battling for position finishing spots and points.
Todd Bodine goes in the corner. He goes up the racetrack. Lets Mark Martin go by. He knows that Mark is clearly faster. They told him that he is faster.
Out of turn 4, Martin now in 5th position. It'll be 10 to go. Next time by.
3.5 seconds. 3.45 seconds behind.
Jeff Green trying to hold on and get his first win in the year 2000. Martin in 5th spot. Kenseth in 2nd. Kevin Harvick, his best run in Busch competition as a rookie. Jason Keller back in 4th spot. And there's the Winn-Dixie checkered flags of Mark Martin.
He only gained 7/100ths of a second on Jeff Green that last lap.
His schedule was to run 14 times in his final season. He wanted to win all 14 of them, so they thought they could. They've won 4 out of 5. Wanted to make it 5 out of 6 at Richmond, but running out of time.
That time by, Mark Martin over 118 miles per hour, but he's still 3.25 seconds behind. There he comes. He may be able to catch Jason Keller. That's about the last position he can hope to gain.
Jeff Green, big question is now, here comes the 17 car getting a little racy up on Jeff Green.
Yes, he is.
And Kenseth now says, I won one last week in the final laps. Maybe I can win one tonight in the final laps at Richmond.
Jeff Green going by Buckshot Jones. And Kevin Harvick, good terrific run in that AC Delco, number 2.
Matt Kenseth. Last year in NASCAR Busch competition, they finished in the points second and third. Green finished second. Kenseth finished third behind Dale Earnhardt Jr. Hockey coming up next from San Jose. 6 laps away. Mark Martin driving at Winn-Dixie Ford for all it is worth.
He's still the fastest car on the racetrack, but he's going to have to be a great deal faster than these cars to catch him. Once again, he'll be lucky to catch Jason Keller and get mine. So it looks like this battle's going to go down between Jeff Green and Matt Kenseth for the win.
If this were the Kentucky Derby, Martin would be going to the whip right now. 4 laps to go. No sense holding back now. Green is the leader. Kenseth in second spot. Harvick, the rookie, is third. Keller is fourth, and Martin less than 3 seconds back now, making 2.8 seconds back. And here goes Kenseth making a look to the inside.
And Jeff Green is trying his best. Look at that right front road when he goes down the corner. It's glowing red, using those brakes. Now he's moved up to the outside. He thinks that Matt Kenseth can pass him maybe on the outside, but maybe not on the inside. So Jeff Green now has chosen the outside line to try to win this race.
It'll be 2 to go this time by. We are a mile and a half away from the conclusion of the 14th running of the Hardee's 250. They go by the Jeff Purvis car. That gives a little breathing room for Jeff Green. The advantage now 2 car lengths, making it a car length and a half. It'll be wide flag this time by the points leader, Jeff Green with the Nesquik Chevrolet. Wide flag that time by. Final lap at Richmond International Raceway. A crowd of probably about 60,000 on their feet watching this battle down to the wire. Into turn 3, out of turn 4. Here comes Kenseth on the outside. He will not have enough, and Green will win it by half a car length at the line. Pole sitter and points leader Jeff Green takes his first win.
And Mark Martin has moved into that 4th position at the end of the race.
Green gets his first win of the year 2000, his 5th career victory, as he is the winner of the 14th annual Hardee's 250. His last win came in Memphis back in October, on October 31st of 1999. He had 3 wins a year ago at Nashville, Myrtle Beach, and Memphis, and now gets his first win of the year 2000 in a barn burner at Richmond International Raceway. Well, after 11 events, as he does a little donut action, take a look at our unofficial results. Green, Kenseth, Harvick, Martin, and Keller in the top 5, with Park coming home in 6th place. Bill Parsons back rounding out the top 10. 25 cars on the lead lap. Mike McLaughlin, the final car, finishing on the lead lap. Buckshot Jones had that problem with 4th gear, unfortunately running 2nd on the restart. Will finish back in 26th position.
And we see all the cars that had a lot of problems throughout the night.
Of course, the point standings after 11 of 32 events. Jeff Green will extend his lead to 73 points over Todd Bodine. Kenseth, who will not run all the races, in fact, he will miss next week's race at New Hampshire. Jason Schuler will drive that car in 3rd. LaJoie is 4th. Hornaday, Keller. Harvick moves from 10th up to 7th with that great finish tonight, his best ever 3rd in Busch Series competition. David Green, Kevin Grubb, and Elton Sawyer rounding out the top 10. Race slowed by caution 8 times tonight. 8 caution flags for 72 laps. There were 3 leaders, 9 lead changes among 3 different drivers. Mark Martin, of course, led the most laps. Led you 3 times. Led 3 times for 148 laps. A reminder, they'll be headed out to San Jose, where it's all tied up at 1-1 between the Dallas Stars and the San Jose Sharks. The Western Conference semifinals coming up next here momentarily. That's the NHL Western Conference semifinal out in San Jose. And And we'll tell you the score now is 2-1 in favor of Dallas over San Jose. We'll be getting out there momentarily. And here is, in victory lane, our winner of tonight's Hardee's 250. Let's go down to our McDonald's winner circle, Hillsborough Weber.
And Jeff Green here in victory lane. Congratulations. A lot of second-place finishes, but you beat him tonight.
Well, we outsmarted him, Bill. I don't think we as fast as Mark was, but this Nesquik Chevy run good all night. And the guys made great pit stops, got me up front, and made the right adjustments to hold off Matt. I'm glad Matt was second, not some other guys, but my teammate run good too. So we've been earning this. It didn't give it to us tonight. We earned it.
Jeff Green starts first and finishes first.
Our pole sitter and points leader is now our winner at Richmond International Raceway. For Benny Parsons, Bill Weber, Ray Dunlap, I'm Jerry Punch saying congratulations to Jeff Green on his win tonight in Richmond. Let's head out to San Jose for the Western Conference semifinals in hockey. So long, everybody.
I'm here, yes.
Jeffrey Bodine, I think, should get some consideration qualifying fourth and considering that what he's overcome.
You know, I think the Rusty thing is big.
I mean, obviously,
Hello, I'm back. Did you miss me?
I think the Park and Skinner, I mean, if you want to go off the 11 different winners, I mean, Park hasn't won, Skinner hasn't won, and Jeffrey Bodine's making his first start. And this is really, although he's won already this year. I wouldn't.
Are you thinking or listening, Neil? Okay. Yes. I don't think it plays. I don't think it plays because, yeah, I don't because, you know, basically they're not, I don't.
It's really more windburn than sunburn.